Your body still knows how to heal. Have you ever wondered why, as men grow older, energy starts to fade, sleep feels lighter, and even the mind doesn't focus like before? Many men think it's just aging, something natural, unavoidable. But what if I told you that much of what we call aging is actually imbalance? An imbalance that slowly builds up from years of neglecting one small but powerful system, the one that controls your hormones, your circulation, and your vitality. Let's call it what it is: the male engine. Not just one organ, but a network: your brain, your heart, your glands, your prostate, your blood vessels, all communicating every second. When they're in sync, you feel alive, clear head, steady mood, strong drive. When they fall out of sync, fatigue begins, mood drops, and confidence slips away. Most men don't notice the signs until they become impossible to ignore. Waking up tired, gaining weight around the belly, losing muscle, feeling mentally dull, or even struggling with motivation. It doesn't happen overnight. It's years of quiet burnout. And here's the part that surprises most people: it's not always caused by illness. It's caused by stagnation, the body's natural systems slowing down because they're not being used properly anymore. Think of it like this: your body is a flowing river. When you move, breathe deeply, rest properly, and eat real food, the river flows clean. But when life gets busy, stress builds, movement stops, and rest becomes shallow, that river starts to thicken. Waste builds up, blood flow slows, hormones misfire, and inflammation rises. That's when men start to feel old. But you're not old, your system is just clogged. Here's what happens inside. Your body's glands, especially the ones that produce testosterone and growth hormones, begin to underperform. Blood vessels lose flexibility. The prostate becomes congested from poor circulation, and the brain receives fewer vitality signals. In short, your engine runs on low power. But there's good news. Science now shows that even after 60 or 70, your body can reignite its natural production of energy and hormones without drugs or extreme workouts. All it takes is one small daily habit that wakes the male system up again. And that habit is circulatory activation, teaching your body to move blood where it's needed most. Here's why it matters. When blood flow improves, oxygen and nutrients reach every cell again. The glands start functioning better, your metabolism speeds up, toxins get flushed, and inflammation drops. You begin to feel lighter, more focused, more energetic, and yes, more confident. So, how do you awaken that circulation? By combining 3 simple actions every morning: movement, breath, and cooling. Start with movement, not heavy exercise, not gym work, just a few minutes of full body motion. Rotate your shoulders, stretch your spine, lift your knees gently. You're not trying to build muscle, you're trying to remind your body it's alive. Next, breathing. Take 5 slow, deep breaths through your nose. Hold for a few seconds, and release slowly through your mouth. Each deep breath sends fresh oxygen to your blood and wakes up your vagus nerve, the signal line between your brain and internal organs. And then cooling. Splash cold water on your face, neck, and chest, or if you can, take a brief cold shower. The cold contracts your blood vessels and then expands them when you warm up, creating a natural pump that boosts circulation and hormone response. These 3 small acts, movement, breath, cooling, take less than 5 minutes. But done daily, they tell your body, "Wake up, I still need you." Let me share a story. There was a man named Rafik, 68 years old, retired, gentle in nature, but lately he had lost all spark. He used to walk every morning with his friends, but over time, he stopped. He blamed his age. His blood pressure rose, sleep worsened, and his doctor told him to start more medications. One evening, his grandson showed him a simple morning routine video: light stretches, breathing, and cold water. Rafik laughed. "I'm too old for that," he said. But the boy insisted. "Just try it once, Nana." The next morning, Rafik stood by his sink, moving slowly, breathing deeply, splashing cold water on his face. It lasted less than 5 minutes, but he felt something shift. A faint tingling through his body, a little more alertness. He did it again the next day, and the next. After 2 weeks, his posture improved. His breathing deepened. He smiled more. By the end of the month, his doctor reduced one of his medications. He said, "I thought I was getting old. Turns out, I was just asleep." That's the power of reawakening your body's flow. It's not about reversing age. It's about reactivating life. And when that circulation improves, something amazing happens. Your brain begins to clear. Your mood steadies. Your memory improves. Your sleep deepens. Because everything inside you, from hormones to heart health, depends on one thing: blood flow. So, if you remember nothing else from today, remember this. The first habit to reclaim your energy as a man after 40, 50, or even 70 is to keep your blood moving. Every day, even for 5 minutes. It's not too late. Your body still knows what to do. You just have to remind it. Balance is the real strength. In the first part, we learned that the body doesn't suddenly grow weak. It simply goes quiet when we stop asking it to move, breathe, and flow. Now, let's go a little deeper. Even after circulation begins to improve, many men still struggle with fatigue, stress, and poor sleep. They start well, but lose momentum.
Why?
Because inside the male body, there's another layer controlling everything: the hormonal rhythm. Hormones are tiny messengers moving through your blood, telling your cells when to build, when to rest, when to heal. When that rhythm is balanced, a man feels calm, confident, and clear-headed. But when the rhythm breaks, often from stress, processed food, and poor sleep, the whole system starts to drift. You see, your body doesn't just run on fuel. It runs on signals. Every late night, every spike of stress, every skipped meal of real food, it all tells your body, we're in danger. And when the body thinks it's in danger, it starts protecting rather than creating. It lowers testosterone, raises cortisol, and stores fat instead of energy. That's why so many men, after 50, feel heavy and tired even if they eat little or walk daily. The issue isn't laziness, it's chemical confusion. Let's break it down. When stress hormones stay high, they tell your nervous system to stay alert. Heart rate increases, digestion slows, sleep becomes shallow. Over time, that constant fight or flight mode quietly shuts down your repair systems. The body stops building. It starts surviving. That's where the second habit comes in: daily reset. Every day, you need one small moment when your body realizes, the battle is over. I'm safe. It can be a 5-minute breathing pause after lunch, a slow walk after dinner, or sitting in silence before bed. No phone, no TV, just you and your breath. This simple act switches the body from stress mode to recovery mode. In recovery mode, your glands restart hormone production, your digestion improves, and your immune system wakes up. It sounds simple, and it is, but that's what healing really means: reminding your body it's safe enough to grow again. Let's talk about food, because it's one of the most powerful signals of all. Men often think food is just fuel. Eat enough calories, stay full, and you're fine. But as we age, food becomes information. What you eat tells your body how to age. Refined sugars, white bread, fried oils, they cause inflammation in the vessels. That inflammation slows blood flow, clogs the prostate, stiffens the arteries. Over time, that's what leads to fatigue, brain fog, and chronic aches. But when you feed your body clean, colorful, natural food, things that once grew, not things made in factories, your chemistry changes. For men over 40, here are the foundations of male nutrition. Good fats: olive oil, walnuts, almonds, flaxseed, and oily fish like sardines or salmon. These keep your hormones steady and your blood vessels flexible. Minerals: zinc, magnesium, and selenium, found in pumpkin seeds, spinach, and eggs, directly support testosterone and prostate health.
Fiber:
from vegetables, beans, and fruits, it clears old hormones and toxins from your gut so your liver can do its job. Hydration: water isn't just for thirst, it's for flow. A dehydrated body can't deliver nutrients or flush waste properly. There's an old saying, you are what you absorb. At 70, that's truer than ever. Let me tell you about Tariq, a 72-year-old retired teacher. He used to drink tea all day, skip breakfast, and eat heavy dinners. His doctor told him his cholesterol was rising. Instead of medication first, he changed two small things. Added one bowl of fresh salad before dinner, and switched 1 cup of tea for plain water every few hours. After 2 months, his digestion improved, his sleep normalized, and his energy returned. His doctor said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." That's the power of small, consistent signals. Now, let's address something men rarely talk about: the prostate. It's small, but it controls much of your comfort. When it becomes congested or inflamed, you might feel pressure, frequent urges to urinate, or simply discomfort in the lower body. Most men ignore it until it forces attention. But here's the truth. The prostate responds to the same habits that heal your circulation. Movement, hydration, and low-inflammation foods keep it healthy. Avoid sitting for long hours. Stand up and stretch every 30 minutes. Add foods rich in lycopene. Tomatoes, watermelon, they help maintain prostate cells. And once again, breathe deeply. Proper oxygenation keeps pelvic muscles relaxed, improving circulation and reducing pressure. Doctors call this functional health. I call it retraining your body to work like it used to. Remember, every habit you build after 60 works faster than you expect because the body is hungry to heal. It just needs the right rhythm, motion, rest, nourishment, and belief. And belief matters. In one study, men who believed they could improve their vitality after 60 actually showed higher hormone levels after practicing daily health habits compared to those who doubted themselves. The mind doesn't just control mood, it shapes biology. That brings us to the third habit, mental posture. Just like your spine can slouch, so can your thoughts. When you constantly repeat, "I'm getting old," your nervous system slows down to match that expectation. But when you tell yourself, "My body still learns, my body still heals," something changes in your chemistry. Dopamine rises, blood flow improves, motivation returns. It's not magic, it's neuroscience. So, every morning, before you start your day, give yourself one line of instruction. It can be simple. Today my energy is returning. My body works with me, not against me. Every breath brings balance. You might not notice it right away, but the body listens to those commands more deeply than we realize. Let's come back to balance. Most men spend decades giving their energy away to work, to family, to responsibility. They rarely stop to refill the tank. By 70, the tank feels empty, but it's still there. You just need to open the valve again. That's what these daily practices do. When you move, breathe, eat clean, rest deeply, and think kindly, you're not just maintaining health, you're restoring rhythm. And rhythm is the secret to a steady mind and strong body. In fact, researchers studying men in long-living regions, places like Okinawa, Sardinia, and certain parts of Pakistan's Hunza Valley, found one common thread. It wasn't medicine. It wasn't supplements. It was rhythm. They woke up with sunlight, moved lightly every few hours, ate fresh local food, worked with their hands, and rested when tired. Their bodies stayed young because their habits stayed human. You can start that rhythm again, wherever you are, whatever age you are. Begin with one moment of stillness, then one glass of water, then one good stretch. These are not small things, they are signals of life. And as you repeat them, your body starts rebuilding trust. It says, "He's taking care of me again. I can grow again." Rest, purpose, and the return of strength. So far, we've talked about movement and balance, the physical and chemical sides of health that most men overlook. But now we reach the most powerful and often the most neglected part of all, recovery and purpose. Because the truth is, your body can't heal if your mind doesn't know why. You can eat right, walk every morning, and take your vitamins, but if you wake up without meaning, your cells still feel lost. Every organ in your body listens to your emotional tone. When you carry quiet frustration, disappointment, or loneliness, those feelings don't stay in your mind. They translate into tension, pressure, and fatigue. For decades, most men were taught to stay strong, to keep quiet, to push through. And while that made you a survivor, it also taught your body that pain doesn't matter, that it has to keep running even when the fuel is gone. But after 60, the body starts whispering louder. Slow down. Listen to me. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. This is where rest becomes medicine. When you were young, you could run on stress. You could miss sleep, skip meals, and still wake up fine. But as you grow older, the recovery window matters more than ever. Your heart, brain, and immune system repair themselves only when you're at rest. Yet for many men, rest doesn't come easily. They lie down, but their mind keeps racing. They close their eyes, but their heart beats as if the day never ended. If that sounds familiar, it's because you haven't truly learned how to power off. And powering off isn't about sleeping longer. It's about telling your nervous system, we're done for today. Try this simple habit. Before bed, sit in silence for 3 minutes. Place one hand on your chest, one on your abdomen. Breathe slowly and say to yourself, I've done enough for today. My body can rest now. It may sound small, but that phrase changes your brain chemistry. It signals your vagus nerve, the bridge between mind and body, to release tension, slow your heart, and prepare for deep sleep. Now, let's talk about why sleep matters so much for older men. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone. Yes, even at 70. That hormone repairs muscles, strengthens bones, and supports metabolism. At the same time, your brain clears out toxins, literally washing itself clean through a fluid network called the glymphatic system. If you sleep poorly, that cleanup doesn't happen. You wake up foggy, tired, and more inflamed than the night before. But when you rest deeply, everything resets. Your blood pressure drops, your heart rate stabilizes, and your mood improves. That's why men who fix their sleep often report feeling 10 years younger, because rest is not passive, it's rebuilding time. Let's look at Zahid, a 69-year-old former banker. For years, he struggled with low energy, forgetfulness, and constant body pain. His doctor said his heart was fine, but his stress levels were sky high. Instead of medication, his therapist asked one simple question. When was the last time you slept without worrying? He couldn't remember. So, they began with one new rule: no phone or TV 30 minutes before bed. Instead, Zahid read one page of a book and practiced slow breathing. Within a week, his sleep deepened. Within a month, his energy and focus returned. He told me later, I didn't need more time, I needed more silence. And that silence is something most of us have forgotten how to give ourselves. But silence heals. It resets. It allows your body to listen inward again. Now, once the body has movement, balance, and rest, there's still one more piece left: purpose. Purpose isn't about grand achievements or public success. It's about direction, a reason to wake up that excites your mind and keeps your spirit alive. When you retire, many of the external purposes disappear. No more deadlines, no office, no urgent calls. For some men, that feels like freedom. For others, it feels like emptiness. But purpose doesn't retire. It just changes form. Maybe it's teaching your grandson how to fix something with his hands. Maybe it's tending a small garden. Maybe it's walking every morning and greeting the same people on your route, knowing your smile makes their day a little better. Purpose is simply the feeling that your presence still matters, because it does. In psychology, they call this ikigai, a Japanese word meaning the reason for being. Men who have a sense of purpose live longer, recover faster, and stay sharper mentally.
Why?
Because purpose keeps your brain producing dopamine, the motivation chemical that fuels joy, creativity, and resilience. Without it, life starts to fade into gray. With it, every day feels lighter, even if the body moves slower. Let's look at one last story. Haroon, a 76-year-old widower who spent 2 years feeling lost after his wife passed. He stopped socializing, lost interest in food, and rarely went outside. His daughter encouraged him to join a local community club for seniors. Reluctantly, he went, just once a week. There, he started teaching younger members basic woodworking. Slowly, something in him changed. His posture straightened. His laughter returned. He started waking up before dawn again, the way he used to decades ago. One day he said, I thought I was surviving, but I realized I was only sleeping through my days. Now I feel alive again. That's what purpose does. It brings life force back into the body, the invisible current that medicine can't prescribe. When your mind has a reason, your body finds the strength to follow. So, here's a truth most men forget. Aging doesn't steal your power, disconnection does. When you disconnect from your body, your breath, your rest, your people, your passions, the lights start dimming. But the moment you reconnect, even one step at a time, that light comes back. You begin to move differently. You breathe more fully. You sleep more peacefully. You wake up feeling like yourself again. That's what healing after 60, 70, or even 80 really means. Not perfection, not turning back time, but finding your rhythm again, inside a wiser, calmer, more grounded version of yourself.